Hello, GloveGossip, and today we've been took out of Macaulay's dojo and we're in the famous Paulino gym in Cheetham Hill today, and I've got one of the most exciting prospects in Manchester, Mr. Mario Silva. Very pleasure to meet you, mate.
Nice to meet you too, sir.
Yeah, so thank you again for inviting us down to the gym.
My pleasure.
It's like I said, I seen it on obviously the UFC embedded a couple of weeks ago, and you know it doesn't do it justice when you walk in here. And obviously after you telling me, you know, it was a church. You know, it's absolutely what a fantastic gym it is. So it's a pleasure to be here, you know, interviewing you as well.
It's an honour to be interviewed by you, especially because you guys taking the time out of your day, looking at young prospects like us, getting our voices heard.
Yeah, definitely. That's what we aim to do. That's that's one of the goals of ours as well. So basically, I know obviously your father was a massive part of your boxing career, but like, how did you actually get into boxing?
Well, I've always been involved in boxing since a little kid. Obviously, when my father was fighting, I used to get my nappies and diapers changed in the gym in Colliers. And I've always just been into it, but I really got into it when I moved in with my father when I was 15 years old. And literally he said to me, listen, it was a blank piece of paper, and he went, sign this paper. I went, what am I signing this paper for? And he went, once you sign this paper, you're devoting your life to boxing. So I literally put my signature on this paper, left it in my room, didn't think much of it. And then after that day, that's when I took boxing serious. And every week I used to look at that piece of paper thinking, it's real. I've written it down. I've signed away saying this is my life now.
Yeah, that's crazy. Because you know, some people get into boxing because they've watched a fight or they've got a favourite boxer, and that was like a proper moment for you, where it's like your signature. You've signed your life away, and then it's like a light has just switched in your head, and you think, right, this is my life now.
This is it. I've put all my eggs into one basket. I've literally devoted my whole life to boxing. Without boxing, there is no Mario. That's why I take it so passionately.
Yeah, of course. You keep, like I said, anyone obviously that's watching this, you can knows how much you love this game and how passionate you are, and with it, you know, running in the family as well, you can see that. So when did you actually have your first, is it amateur fight?
I had my first skills bout when it was February 17th, 2018.
2018.
I was 15 years old.
15, yeah. How did you find that then?
That was very good. Obviously, my dad spent a whole year training me. He got me training with the pros, got me sparring professionals, and he went, we're not giving you an amateur fight until you show me that you're really good. And then by the time I had my first skills bout, kept giving the kid counts, and I just felt like, wow, I'm ahead of these kids already. Mentally, physically, emotionally, and I thought, right, this is where I belong.
That's good. Yeah, so after obviously the skills bout, did you have any more amateur fights in that?
Yeah, I had 14 amateur fights, achieving the Lord Lonsdale Box Cup champion, two-time Northwest champion, but I only had 14 fights, so very inexperienced.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's very inexperienced. You know, because obviously you see a lot of fighters, and they have like end up having like 60, 100 fights. Lomachenko, 300 odd fights. You know what I mean? But you're very mature for your age. So I think obviously that's obviously brought you that over notch without obviously having that experience. So then you turned professional. I think your first fight was on the Steve Wood show, was it?
It was on
VIP Emotions, was it?
No, it was on Kieran Farrell's show, actually.
Oh, right, okay,
yeah.
Yeah, where was that?
That was at Bolton Arena.
Bolton Arena.
Yeah.
So, you know, did you sit down with your dad and did you speak about turning professional at the time, or?
Well, first I was begging him, please, when I was 18, and just before we got into the championships, and I said, I'm begging him, please just turn me pro, please just turn me pro. We had this dream of turning pro when I was 18, just turn me pro, and he went, you're not ready yet. Got into the pre-quarters, and I ended up fracturing my hand mid-fight. Won the fight unanimous decision, and they said to me, oh, you're fighting tomorrow at 12 in the morning. So I thought, right, sweet, just got to ice this hand.
Yeah.
Hopefully it goes down. And my opponent was telling me, obviously my opponent was Brazilian, so he was speaking to me in Portuguese.
Yeah.
Me, I know you've got a good jab, I'm going to take that jab away from you. This is after he's won his fight on the same night.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I can't back down. Went home, iced it, came back. The judges were checking my hand, medical examiners were checking my hands, and they were squeezing it. I had to keep a firm face to act like nothing was going on.
Face.
Got to the change room, I was warming up, and every time I threw the right hand, I thought, Dad, the hand don't feel right. And he's like, just stick behind the jab. Got in the ring, and I instantly thought, this kid is gonna try to take my jab away, so he's expecting a jab.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'm just gonna throw the right hand.
See what
Why
happens.
not?
Yeah.
Threw the right hand, crowd went berserk. I just felt, and my hand dropped, whole arm went numb, and I thought to myself, whoa, I've lost my arm. My whole arm went numb, hand went cold, and I thought, I think I've lost my right hand. The first round, the whole crowd went quiet, thinking what's going on, because I was literally boxing with one hand up. And being orthodox, it looks awkward being with your right hand down.
Yeah, like that, yeah.
You know? Went back to the corner in the second round, went, Dad, my hand's gone. He went, what's up? I went, I think I've broke my hand, it's fully gone. He went, nah. And he's looked at the referee. Referee looked a bit concerned, and he just went, and bear in mind, my dad don't call me son at all.
Yeah.
He just calls me by my name.
Yeah.
He just went, son, you got this. And a switch came into my head, and I thought, nah, now I'm not just fighting for me. I'm fighting for our name now. So I thought, nah, I need to dig deep.
Yeah.
Got into that second round, even though it was broken, I still kept throwing it, still showed true grit, won the fight by split decision. And when we went home, he went, you're ready to turn pro. You shown me, not physically, but mentally, you're ready to turn pro. No matter how hard things get, you're willing to still fight and not submit to another man.
So that just showed your dad like what you was made of, and basically that's brilliant. So obviously your dad straight away knew that you could fight through the pain.
Because I feel like what he was mainly concerned about is, yes, physically anyone can get ready, but mentally, was I prepared? Was I willing to take that step? And I deep boxing to the point of like where it originates from.
Yeah.
Gladiator times. It's just now that we got gloves, we've got a referee, there's rules.
Yeah.
But I still keep that warrior mentality.
Yeah.
Because as long as you keep that warrior mentality, you'll go far. And that's what keeps heart in the sport. And I thought, you know what? I've shown him this. And he's realized, you know what? This kid's got heart and he's got what it takes. Let's go.
Yeah, of course. Like you said about the warrior mentality, and that is for a few boxers. Because I remember like Roy Jones Jr. and he used to go into the hills, and he used to stay in the hills, for a good 3 months, and it's just that mentality. And I think obviously when fighters do that, they take themselves away from the family. Again, it's that edge to say like I'm listening to my family, so it's like raw aggression and raw mentality to switch on and just change the whole camp, which is good to see fighters do that and fighters switch that up. And I think obviously like it gives you that extra edge in the mentality for you.
Yeah.
A bit like yourself, do you know what I mean? But then, so obviously you carry on having a few more professional fights, and I remember watching you on the boxing show as well, and I remember watching the first time and I was like, the jab was beautiful, like you could win the fight alone on just your jabs alone, but then obviously you throwing all your other combinations and all that, and it just looked so slick. It was brilliant to see, and that's why I followed you, from that time, and I was like, this lad's going places, because I knew, and especially when I heard your backstory and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, I can feel this, like, it's that raw, and the love that you have for the boxing, the love you have for the family as well. It's, a lot of the times you don't get to see that, and it's just like, it's nice to see that you are like a big family unit here as well.
100%. Like I always say, there's a difference between boxers and fighters.
Yeah.
Boxers, when times get tough, they'll take the easy route out. They'll think about longevity.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm a fighter. I've been fighting since the day I was born, in and out the gym. I was born to fight. So when I'm in that ring, I'm just embracing myself and showing I'm a fighter. Yeah. I'm not just a human being. I'm not just a religious kid. I'm not just a regular spirit. I'm a warrior, and I show that in the ring every time. Yeah,
definitely. So you've obviously signed with Boxer, and obviously is there any sort of date lined up for next fight?
Next fight, we're in talks for September 27th so far. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I take it no scheduled opponent yet, or anything?
Not as I'm afraid of just yet.
Just a date to take over and stuff like that. So obviously now you're not in actual fight camp. So what do you do to take over? Like, what's your program?
Well, I'm in the gym 24/7. Like I said, I've devoted my life to boxing, so this is where I always be. I spend more time in there than I do anywhere else, even at home. This is my home. So there's no such thing for me as camp or not in camp. I'm always training. I'm always training super hard. Yeah. Just when we get a fight date, now we step it up a bit more.
Yeah, of course.
So sparring stays the same, training stays the same, the runs stay the same.
Everything.
You got to keep feeding that warrior.
Yeah,
if you don't feed that warrior, it'll go quiet.
Of course, and I know you do a lot of things with obviously young kids as well.
100%.
So then, tell us a bit more about what you actually do there as well.
So I work at a Salford Youth Zone, helping out the kids there. Obviously, Salford community. We know that there's a load of kids on the street, and I can see how when I go in there and I tell them straight away, I'm not no teacher. I'm not here to boss you around. Yep. I'm here to educate you on how to fight, if that is what you're interested in. And I show them that through discipline and hard work and staying consistent, that they can achieve anything that they want to achieve. Even with when I'm in the gym on my free time, I do PTs, and most of them are between the ages of 10 to about 18. And a lot of them tell me different stories, tell me what they're going through. Obviously, because of my age being 23, they have a connection with me. So I tend to not only help them with the boxing, but their outside life. But they don't realize that being disciplined in boxing, and the more they turn up, naturally helps them find their way in life anyway. And it's just beautiful to see that boxing can actually change people's lives for the better, and help them be a lot more grounded, a lot more relaxed, a lot more disciplined, de-stressed, and help them through their own problems and insecurities.
Definitely. I've always said that boxing should be a part of every child's life, not just because of the whole fight and the whole contests and stuff like that. I think they should train, because I think it's definitely better for the mentality.
Definitely.
And mentally because people, when they come to the gym, they can have a lot of stress. If they have a lot of problems, just hitting the bag, that can solve a lot of problems for some children, and especially give them a goal, because a lot of the youth now don't have a goal.
No.
They don't have any, things that they want to do. They look at TVs and they see certain people and they want to be like him, and they don't know
how to get to that.
Exactly, they don't know the hard work behind it as well. So with you and everyone seeing you on a TV platform, doing what you're doing, living your dream, that's exciting for anybody to see. Think, that's my goal, to do that. I want to be like him. I want to follow that route, and here we are. They can come down to the gym.
Even say, it's not only just the youth. I've dealt with a lot of men older than me, especially men that are on the streets doing all sorts. A lot of them think they can boss around, act the way they want, but the moment they come in there and see that they can't fight, it humbles them and makes them realize, wait, hold on a second, let me get my head straight. They train, they relax, then a load of problems that they would go and sort out, now they're too tired to sort out. They'd rather just talk about it. They'd rather just chill. And it's beautiful to see that it's not just the youth, it's any age, it's any human being that walks in a gym and gets used to boxing. It can help them in any way, shape or form.
Of course. And like I said, it's it's brilliant to see you doing stuff like that with youth as well. So we really admire you doing that as well. Also, how did the whole Chris Eubanks Jr. manager come about?
So it was after my second fight, on a Black Flash Promotions card, and I fought Gennady, rest in peace to Gennady. And after that fight, I got messaged by Napa, and he went, I want to have an interview with you. And I went, oh, what's this interview about? He went, oh, when you went to the States with in America, San Francisco to train with Virgil Hunter. I went in 2022 with Lyndon Arthur. And Lynn and me are good mates. I've known Lynn since I was a little child. Got a lot of love for him. Hope he has a great experience in his next fight and wins. And went there, and it was Joshua Boatse, Lyndon Arthur that went, listen, Napa, this is a good kid. I think you should take a look at him. He watched my second fight. He went, okay, I like what I see. And then they took me down to Brighton during when Chris was preparing for Liam Smith, and he was training with Roy Jones. And they got me sparring Roy Jones Jr.'s lads, Andrew Murphy and Kevin Newman. And Chris Eubanks Jr. was watching the whole time. And as we were sparring, they were like, oh, this kid's pretty good. And it was a 50-50 spar. It went very well. It was a very clinical, scientific spar. Those that know about boxing, even though there's not a lot going on, there's a million things going on. And
your IQ.
And they noticed that. And Roy Jones came up to me afterwards and he went, how many fights you had? I went, 14. He went, oh, so you're fighting for a belt? And I went, no, 14 amateurs. He went, oh, I thought you had 14 professional. I went, no, 14 amateurs. How many you had professional? I went, only 2. He went, oh, you're going to go places. We talked off camera, got to know each other. And then that's when Napa went, we're signing you. And then that's all she wrote. Signed to Nova Sport under Chris Eubanks Jr. And it's been a pleasure because I look up to him, his story, and even being around him in camp, seeing him how he trains. Even when he brought Terence Crawford's coach here, and Bomac and Ray, and they were all here and they were just talking, and I was picking everything like a sponge, and they were like, this kid's gonna go far the way he is. And ever since then, it's been a blessing. But that was a big, massive boost for you. Having all them, legends like Roy Jones, and knowing that my hard work is actually paying off and catching the eyes of these legends that are in the Hall of Fame. meant a lot to me. It shows that what I thought was a dream isn't a dream. It's a reality in the making.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, from a guy that's so inexperienced, you know, to two people, you're actually not, and to have all these people looking at you and thinking, wow, do you know what I mean? That just shows the capability of your ability.
100%.
Really, do you know what I mean? So that, you know, the story that you say and the things you do are obviously reaping the rewards.
Yes.
And this is what I like to say to obviously the youth today. This is prime example of what you can achieve of yourself.
And mainly it's visualization, like the amount of nights that I've not gone to sleep because I'm constantly thinking about where I'm going to be, how hard I'm going to train the people, the certain people's attention I'm going to grab. I've been visualizing it so much and feeling like I've already got it, to the point where when it happened, it was just like, whoa, it's actually happened.
Yeah, it's like I even seen you on Instagram last night when you just had gone for a little walk, just a little reset your brain and stuff like that. You know, them things are key. Do you know, sometimes you do need a little switch off. So a walk down the park, 10, 15 minutes down the park, can just reset your brain and ready, right, tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah,
switch on.
Head was just a bit full of stress, thinking, right, I've got this to do, and I thought, you know what, don't think about it in the house, go for a walk. Went for a walk, I was able to pinpoint exactly what I'm going to do throughout the week and next week, and I'm like, right, now that I'm chilled, now that I've got everything organised in my head, go back home.
Brilliant. That's great. It's a really good story to hear. Like I said, we're really grateful of you letting us come down there as well and do this interview. Just a couple of questions now I'm going to ask you. So, the UK are going to war with the USA boxing. Right? I need you to pick 5 UK boxers you're going to take with you to that war. It's a tough one.
It is a tough one.
Mine changed every time. If I do it like I've had to do it before, and like mine's changed.
Well, I'm definitely taking Anthony Yard.
Yep.
Because he's shown that no matter what, he's always ready for a fight.
Do you know what's thing as well when I watch Lee Laugh and you both have like the similar jab, because both of you have actually brilliant jabs.
Yeah, we both worked with Pat and my dad, Paulino.
Yeah.
Obviously, Lennon spent countless amount of years with Paulino developing that jab, developing the style that he's got now. So apple don't fall too far from the tree.
Yeah, exactly. So he's learning. Every day's a school day, innit?
Definitely pick Anthony Yard.
Yep.
This is really tough.
It is tough.
Middleweight, I'd pick myself, but then I can't pick myself.
No, you pick yourself, you want to pick yourself.
I'd pick myself, because I don't think I'm far off from them Americans. I understand what them Americans do, and all they do is research old school boxing.
Yep.
And sometimes you have to go old to actually develop and become new.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Definitely picking Nick Ball.
Nick Ball.
Oof, he always brings the heat for fights.
He's a warrior, innit?
2 more. Oof, this is very
put you on the
very
spot,
tough.
we put you on the spot here.
Who else?
Do you have like Ricky Hatton? Maybe. It's tough. It's a tough one, like I said.
It is a very tough one.
I will stop this interview and you change your mind.
Pick Joe Kawasaki.
Yep.
I wouldn't pick Ricky Hatton. You know what? I would, because them body shots would actually be very crucial in the longevity. Them body shots take a toll. So yes, Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, so that's your 5 there. Yeah. I think that's a very good 5 here to pick.
It's a tough one because there's millions. You could pick Lyndon. You could pick Brad Ray. There's loads you could pick. You could pick Mike Jennings as well. There's so many.
I like Michael Gomez and stuff like that, like the
Michael
old ones. And so when I obviously first did that question, and I was like, I literally stopped and thought, I forgot about Michael Jennings, forgot about Michael Gomez. You know, forgot about like Andy Morris and all that. It's Robin Reed, you know what I mean, and stuff like that, and Chris Eubanks Jr., Scott Quick, Nigel Benn. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a tough question. We'd like to see you put you on the spot there as well. But so I'd just like to say again, thank you very much for letting us come down to Paulino.
Thank you.
And it's been a pleasure to hear your story as well, so we really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So make sure you like and subscribe as well for more content as well coming to you. Thank you guys.